What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Knightmans channel. What we have today is a video which will be our last one for the year. It's the top 10 games for 2019 in my opinion, in the Knightmans opinion, so it should be a pretty good video. What it basically is, it's just our thoughts, feelings, kind of a vibe on where games should be in the top 10. So 1 being the best, 10 obviously being number 10, not the worst, but in their top 10 anyway. So that's a video. Hopefully it should be good. So we'll be popping up another one pretty much at the start of the year, which will have the top 10 most anticipated games for 2020. So keep an eye out for that one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then subscribe. But I think we should get straight into it. So for our honourable list, before we crack into the top 10, we have Anthem. Now this game I did on the channel from part 1 all the way through until we got the platinum trophy. So I thought I might as well jam that on the honourable list. But for me, I did quite enjoy the game. Now I know the game did get a lot of stick over its entire period when it first started, but that was because it kind of was a little bit buggy and it didn't really live up to the hype of what the fans wanted. But lucky enough for me, I ended up jamming it maybe about 8 months into it, so there was plenty of updates. Then when I got my hands on it, it wasn't so buggy, and I did enjoy the game, so that's why it's on the list. But no, I thought it was alright. And in 2019, I really had no kind of build up to it because I was away during that period, but for what I played, it was good. Our next one is Need for Speed, so the new one, Heat. Now I haven't quite played that game, but looking online, it did kind of deserve to be in there, but because I didn't really jam it and I haven't had that connection yet, I put it on an honourable list anyway. Didn't quite make that top 10. Maybe if I did jam it, I do have it down in this plastic case down here, but yeah, so it's on there. I think it's a pretty good game. All the Need for Speeds kind of are. I know at the end of kind of its cycle, it's starting to dip down a little bit, but I hold, Heat in high anticipation that it'll be alright, so that's why it's on that list. Now, the next one, Apex Legends. Now, this one has got a fan base which has kind of shot up very quickly, kind of comparable to Fortnite. Again, I was away during the period where it came out, so I didn't quite get on the hype wagon when it first came out. I did jam it relatively recently, and I thought it was alright, but it didn't quite, do it for me, so that's why it didn't quite make the top 10. But those three, I think, are pretty solid games, and yeah, I mean, they deserve a little mention anyway. Alright, now we're getting into number 10. Let's go! So for 10, we have Rage 2. Now, before I guess we kind of get into the crux of the top 10, these is what I personally think these games should be at throughout the year. So if you have any other placings where you think the game should be, then jam it down in the comments below. You're not wrong, and I'm not wrong. It's just how I guess we see these games and where they fit on our personal experience. So don't be afraid to be interactive, and if my opinion is different than yours, then all good. We all have different opinions, but jam it down below so we can compare and have a little bit of yarn about the games. So yeah, so Rage 2 is a game that I did play all the way through, and I did get the platinum trophy for it, and I found it very colourful. The gameplay was good, the story was okay, was quick, but it was an easy platinum, so that's why I think that's why I put it on the top 10, and it's a good one to start off anyway, because I didn't play Rage 1, but it kind of got me into the series, and I'm hoping that if they do another game that it should be hopefully better than the second. But no, I did enjoy it, so it's a solid game to start off with in number 10. Alrighty, number 9 is a game that we're currently playing at the moment. It's Borderlands 3. Yes, you heard it, lots of weapons to do, good campaign, or isn't not a campaign, I mean good storyline anyway. We're just about there in the platinum trophy for the channel, so I think we're about 3 or 4 trophies off at the moment, so I'll make sure to get a review video out in the new year. But yeah, when it's a good platinum like that and you get it, it's a satisfying feeling. But look, I think the game's solid. I have enjoyed playing it so far, and just the mechanics of the Borderlands series is quite appealing to myself. So I thought, let's jam it on that in that top 10. 9's pretty solid. But as you can see throughout most of these games, all these games are pretty much story-driven games, and that's what I like, is story-driven. I think there might be one multiplayer one on there, and I mean, that's just how the channel is. We love the storyline, and we love to progress like that. So yeah, I think without further ado, we'll crack into number 8 though. So number 8, we have Division 2. Now, I was a huge fan of the Division 1. It was a different mechanic again, this series, and it brought something different to the table, just the way the stories progress, the way the mechanics of shooting. Now, number 2 was improved from the first one. The enemies weren't so like bullet spongy, as you can say, and the storyline did take a different kind of a varying path, and some of the different mechanics that they added in was quite refreshing. So you know what, I was a fan of the series, so I hope that they can continue with that movement forward, and hopefully they can produce a third one which is in somewhat different. I want them to take a varied path, maybe add some more mechanics and just kind of buffer it up a little bit, and I think that's what the game needs, and they could possibly bump it up into a higher list. Alrighty, number 7, let's go. We have Ghost Recon. So this one's the Breakpoint one, so the game number 2. Again, I did jam the first one, and I'm currently jamming this one at the moment. And I mean, the mechanics are smooth, the environments are beautiful, and I'm just really at that point now where the story's kicking off into it. So, I'm loving what I'm playing so far. When you go out into a big open world map and just doing what you want to do, it's quite fun, and picking different weapons and that sort of thing. So I mean, the mechanics of 4 players with it is alright. I mean, I don't really jam with friends. I'm just more of a solo person myself, so being able to do it solo is also a benefit. So that, I mean, that's why I popped it into this number 7 track. So I think these last 4, those last 4 games are the ones that I have played, and then now we're going into the top 6. These are the ones that I haven't actually played, but again, I'm getting the feeling of how hyped I am for the game, the things I hear from different sources or whatnot to kind of put it in these placings. So yeah, let's crack on with the 6th one. Game number 6, we have Death Stranding. Alright, now this game was, again, very different feel to the game. I think for people it was either a hit or a miss. You kind of loved it or you didn't. I haven't played it yet. I've got it down in the plastic wrapper, but it's a game where I kind of feel like I can get into it, and I've seen a lot of the trailers, a lot of the hype for it, so I think it's something that I will be jamming, and I want to kind of deep dive into what Death Stranding has, because it looks very unique, and it looks like something that I haven't quite seen in the gaming scene yet. So that's why I've got it in there at number 6. But yeah, we'll keep it there for now. So Death Stranding. Now getting to number 5, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So this one has had a huge remaster where it's seen a huge spike in the multiplayer aspect. And back in the day, I loved playing the multiplayer, and it was kind of the first game that set me on that path to playing online, and bringing it back and remastering it, and then getting a lot of people back into the series. I think for the franchise it was good to steer it back from that futuristic, because when it got into that futuristic kind of vibe, I kind of switched off with it, to be honest, and I haven't really played it. So now that it's gone back to the actual Modern Warfare, the roots of what I think the game was, I think that was a good move by the Call of Duty franchise. So I'll clap to that. So they hit that at the number 5 spot. Now we're hitting at number 4. Again, I haven't played this yet, but I've got it down below. It's Metro Exodus. Through everything I've seen through the trailers, the campaign looks stunning. The characters look good as well, and it just seems like a pretty solid game from start to finish. Looks interesting, and it's something that I actually can't wait to jam. I know I've got a big huge list of games which I'm trying to get through, so some of the games I've been playing through the channel, some of the games I've been playing offline, but what I try and do is try and get those review videos out regardless if I finish it and get the platinum. But one of these games is I'll be cracking into Metro Exodus very, very soon. So I think that's why I put it high on my list, because it's a game that, you know, I've got that, you know, that good vibe with, and I can't wait to get it into the machine and start pumping. All right, now we get into the crux of it, the top three. In the third spot, I have a dual kind of, you know, versus and match battle off, which is from Days Gone, the zombie one, and Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Now, I know that these games are huge, and I have both of them, but haven't been able to play them yet. But Days Gone is a good zombie apocalypse kind of game, and again, very story driven, and something which, you know, who doesn't love a good zombie game? So I think all the mechanics that it brings is good as well, and I've heard nothing but positive vibes from Days Gone. And that's the same with Shadows Die Twice. Apparently it's got pretty good awards across this year, and, you know, a lot of praise has come with a ninja game as well. Again, two very different games, but I think they bring that good story vibe to it, so that's why I've kind of got them matched off at number 3. But I think both games are good in their individual right, and you know, I mean, zombies, ninjas, I mean, who, you know, back in the day I was a huge Tenchu fan, and, you know, that ninja game really started it off back in the PlayStation days. But no, I think both games bring their good values, and there's not too many negatives about them, so that's why I rank them pretty high up there. Even though I haven't played them yet, it's what I feel like the most anticipated to play. But yeah, not too bad. Alright, we're kicking into number 2. We have is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, I have got this, I haven't played it again, but all the trailers, all the reviews, all the positive comments that I'm seeing coming from it is why I bumped it up to that number 2 step. Again, very story driven, good solid characters, and I think it's pushing the Star Wars in the right direction. And who doesn't love Star Wars? It's a huge franchise, and it's like from Battlefront 2, you know, I really enjoyed that sort of playstyle from the Star Wars as well, but this one takes it in a totally different direction, and, you know, I'm very excited to just get my lightsaber out and start chopping down all those troops. But we'll see what's going on. I need a deep dive into some of these games anyway, but you know, I've collected all the information, and I'll place them where I think they should go. So for the 2 spot on that, Star Wars, again, it's a game that I can't wait to sink my teeth into and just jam that storyline. So well done at Star Wars getting number 2. Now, number 1 is The Outer Worlds. For me, you know, the characters, the story, the environment looks absolutely stunning. I think the way that it kind of goes in the storyline is smooth, and again, it's all the comments and the reviews by either all the people out there that love this sort of game. I kind of scroll down and through them and kind of collect little bits of information, but I think The Outer Worlds has really hit it on the spot for a role-playing game anyway. So I love that sort of stuff, because I like being, you know, into that environment where it just captures you and it just keeps you engaged and wanting more, and, you know, just that wanting to be out there and finding out, you know, what's going on, or what to do in the character's boots, or your choices that you have to make through the character. So I think The Outer Worlds was a huge game with a very successful release, and yeah, again, I can't wait to pump a bit of time into it. I think that will definitely be one of the ones that I do a playthrough series on the channel, because it hit that number 1 spot. So yeah, I think for that top 10, I think there's some pretty solid games across the board. Most of them are like very story driven, but again, that was reflecting on myself, because of these games are the ones that I quite pump on the channel. But yeah, we'll see in the future what's going on. I mean, I will be doing a video for the 2020 most anticipated games, which I've already compiled a list of. So we'll be doing that video soon, and that will be dropping at the start of the year, which will be the first video on the Knightsman channel for 2020. But again, I want to hear what you think. If you think some of these games should be in different positions, or if you have totally different games that are number one or throughout the list, then don't be afraid to jam it down below in the comment section so we can have a little bit of communication and a little bit of interactive stuff going on through the channel anyway. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Smash that thumbs up if you did. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification, because that's going to let you know when these trailers come out. But yeah, I mean, heading into 2020, this channel is all about hitting those trailer reactions, gameplay footage, or anything really in terms of entertainment. But our main goal for 2020 is, by the end of it, we want to get that silver play button up behind us for 100,000 subscribers. So that's our channel goal. If you want to help towards that goal, then smash that subscribe button. But yeah, I mean, have a great New Year's and Christmas wherever you're from in the big wide world, and I hope to bring you more videos throughout the channel next year. But apart from that, have a great holidays and take it easy, stay safe, and that is Knightsman out. Until next year, cha-ching.